don't. You're not selling anything.
The Fed's not done, and I'm going to tell you why.
Welcome back to Sean's show, everyone. I hope you had an excellent Thanksgiving, Indigenous Peoples Celebration Day. I hope you bonded with loved ones, reunited with old lovers, cheated on your current love. I hope you did it all. I hope you hung out with your high school friends and, did drugs that you swore off forever. I hope that you relapsed. I hope you did it all. I mean, that's what Thanksgiving's all about. So I really hope that it was good. And we're back on track. I'm behind on a bunch of stuff, but we're catching up and we're doing it. So thanks for sticking with me. And before I do the episode here, check out my road dates, seanreillycomedy.com. Believe it or not, I'm on the road. Believe it or not, I'm headlining comedy clubs. I can't believe it. I've been doing this shit like 8 years. And somehow I've tricked these comedy clubs into booking me to headline. So go to the website. I'm doing San Antonio, Houston, Austin, Tampa. So come out to see a show. San Diego, I think. And I mean, holy shit, we have so much news to get to. So let's do it. I mean, big story. This is pretty much an emergency broadcast. The CEO. This is, I woke up this morning and my girlfriend was like, "You're going to love this story." And I was like, "What story? What's wrong?" And she goes, "The CEO of United Healthcare has been shot dead in Midtown Manhattan by a masked assailant who is on the run." And I jizzed my pants. I was like, this is some, guys, some weeks I have to really dig for the stories because, believe it or not, it's actually hard to do. It's hard to do this. It's hard to find humor in a lot of these stories out there, especially when a lot of the news is so boring. So when you get a story like this, it's great. When you get a story about a private insurance healthcare CEO being murdered by a man with a silenced pistol and then running away on what I believe was a city bike. Who knows? It was a rental bike into Central Park. It's a Christmas came early. Christmas is uncanceled. So let's dive in. I mean, there's so much to cover here. The first thing I want to say is that after the CEO was shot and killed, the stock was up. And that's embarrassing. Honestly, guys, if I was the CEO of a company, right, and I'm in New York for an investor day, and I am shot before the market opens, and then the market opens and the stock is up after the news broke that I've been shot, shoot me again. Just shoot me again, because I'd be embarrassed. Guys, if you're the CEO of a company and you get shot in New York and the company's stock doesn't go down 25%, you are not a good CEO. You are basically a puppet. I mean, I'll look it up right now. I'm pretty sure the stock is up. Let's look it up. United Healthcare stock price. It's up. It's up 0.63%. So that just goes to show, guys, if you're one of these guys who wants to climb the corporate ladder and hustle your way because if you're one of those guys, here's the ultimate lesson for you. If you're one of these bootlicking scumbags that puts in the extra mile at Wendy's, you know what I mean? Everyone else at Wendy's leaves at 6:00, but you stay to clean the fry grillers or what. I've never worked a job like that because my dad's a landlord. But if you're that guy that stays an extra 10 minutes to just really put in that extra, just so that the boss can just to show that you really care. This is the ultimate proof that the world goes on, life goes on when you die, and the company will replace you. They don't care. You are a cog. You want to know how I know? Because the CEO of a company was shot and murdered, and the stock price went up. The stock price went up. So he wasn't that important. CEOs, they seem important. This guy, not that fucking important. let's dive in though. I mean, this is an incredible. It's a gift from God, really. This story, because I had nothing prepared. Honestly, guys, you bet we all should be grateful that this happened, because the episode would have sucked. I would have been talking about Hunter Biden for an hour. So a manhunt is underway for a suspect who was lying in wait for the executive, Brian Thompson, and fled after shooting Thompson in the back and leg. The NYPD said Thompson lived in Minnesota and was in the city to attend the United Health investor meeting. And I just want to say this. I love that everyone has agreed to just dunk on this guy and no one is defending him. That is amazing. That's what is good about America. Like, hate unites Americans. We all agree that this guy's a piece of shit. Whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, Antifa, bisexual, racist, we can all agree that it's a good thing that a masked assailant shot this guy dead at the Hilton. Also, by the way, he was at the Hilton. If he was at the Four Seasons, this would not have happened. That's why you got. What kind of CEO stays at a fucking Hilton? What kind of CEO of a major private insurer? How big is this company? This is a $560 billion healthcare conglomerate, and the guy was at a Hilton. That's trashy. First of all, that's trashy. But we all. This is like, I really want to highlight that we can unite as Americans, and the corporate class wants us to forget that there are things that unite Americans fundamentally. That is the execution of healthcare CEOs. When healthcare CEOs are shot in the back by masked assailants that flee on Lime scooters, it unites Americans. If we have politicians that would campaign on issues like this, we would see unity. We would see a reduction in crime, other than the execution of the CEOs. We would see a reduction in crime across the board. And maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this is a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing that this guy got killed, because all the other CEOs are maybe thinking twice about fucking the American public. Maybe they'll think twice about doing the stock buybacks that enrich themselves. Maybe they'll think twice about all of the, numerous fucked up things that they do to in some cases criminally fuck Americans out of healthcare. And so who knows? A lot of people are wondering about the motive. And I mean, the motive of this guy, I mean, you got to wonder, like, was this guy affected? Did this guy have an experience? I have a lot of sympathy for the guy that shot the CEO. You want to know why? We've all had an experience at a hospital that makes us want to put on a mask, buy a gun, buy some Bitcoin so we can buy a silencer, which I believe silencers are illegal. Buy a silencer from China, go to the gun range and practice shooting guns, find out where the CEO will be on a certain day, put that silencer on that gun and kind of wait and blow his head off. We've all had an experience like that. So, I haven't seen this yet, but I'm really glad that no one's defending this. I think that, like, it's important that we all agree that this is good news. So let's take a look at some details. The suspect, who has not been identified, fled on foot after the shooting outside a Hilton hotel in Midtown Manhattan at around 6:45 a.m. The suspect rode an e-bike to Central Park, where he was last seen. Police said he planned the attack, but they don't know why. I hope to God that he was on a city bike. How gangster is that? How gangster is it to shoot the CEO of an insurance company and then scan a QR code to get on a city bike and and bike away into Central Park. Also, that's a rookie mistake though, because if you scan a QR code to get a city bike, they're going to scan the records and they're going to have a pretty short list of people to go looking for. So we'll see how smart this guy is. We'll see if he gets caught. They're offering a $10,000 reward for information regarding a homicide. I mean, I'm looking at a photo of this guy. It looks like a bike. It looks like a city bike. That's a big ass gun. Here's a photo of him on security footage. I'm looking at a photo of him. Big gun. Very big gun. So I guess the gun jammed during the shooting, but the suspect cleared it and continued his attack. I mean, this is really crazy, guys. This is crazy. So one detail that has been highlighted a lot is that there is a witness to the shooting. There was a hot dog stand vendor and kebabs vendor, Shaban El Zalkum, a hot dog and kebab cart vendor. This is why I love Arabs. I'm assuming this guy's Arab based on his name. Shaban El Zalkum, a hot dog and kebab cart vendor, set up near the hotel, said he started work around the time of the shooting. He didn't hear anything, but he saw the police cruisers and ambulances showing up. And here's a quote from him. People are scared. Oh, that's not Arab. People are scared. Oh, I literally can't do the Arab accent without doing Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. People are scared. Nobody's coming to my business now. So he goes, so he like allegedly did not see the shooting. We don't know. But then his one quote is he goes, people are scared. Nobody is coming for my business now. I love that he's focused on how his sales are getting hurt. He doesn't give a fuck about this. No one gives a fuck about this guy. That's crazy, right? The media's there. He's getting interviewed. They're like, were you there? Did you see this man get shot and killed? And he goes, nobody is buying my kebabs. You understand? Nobody is buying the kebabs. Everyone is scared. This is bullshit. He said, noting that the area is normally very safe. This is Midtown Manhattan, and all his customers are tourists. So people say the Minnesota governor, Tim Walz, remember that guy? Tim Walz wrote a statement because United Healthcare is based in Minnesota. He goes, this is a horrifying news and a terrible loss for the business and healthcare community in Minnesota. We are sending our prayers to Brian's family and the United Healthcare team. Aw, that's so nice, Tim Walz. You're such a nice guy. Shocking and devastating loss for our whole community. And I mean, look, all jokes aside, I don't want to just, like, we need to have a little bit of sympathy. I mean, I just dunked on this guy for 12 minutes. We have to have a little bit of sympathy for this guy. Think about this guy. A lot of lives were destroyed today, and this is not an exaggeration. Think about the shooter's family. What if this guy gets caught? We need to think about the shooter's family. We need to think about what they're going through. So have some sympathy for them. It's really important that we recognize that, guys. I know, like, so this guy, he was shot, this healthcare CEO, and I know what you're thinking. Like, I know that you're thinking, like, what does this mean for my medical debt? Is my medical debt finally going to get canceled? And I'm gonna find out that for you. That's the kind of artist I am. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna find out if your medical debt gets canceled. I have a here's another thing from the article that was crazy. So apparently the EMS transported the CEO to Mount Sinai West Hospital. He was in critical condition. And apparently he was pronounced deceased shortly after the nurses found out that they were operating on the CEO of United Healthcare. They just killed him. I would have done the same thing. So that's that. I mean, it's a firestorm of reporting. I want to see if there's any more updates here, guys. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's take a look at this. We love this. So he was the EVP of United Healthcare Group and the CEO of United Healthcare. He earned $1 million in a base salary and $8 million in stock and options awards, according to the company's proxy statement. His total pay over the past 3 years averaged $9.92 million, the documents showed. So this guy gets $9 million a year. $9 million a year to fuck the public. And look, I don't know the details of United Healthcare and how they fuck the public, but we all know they fuck the public, right? We all know that United Healthcare is not doing right by their customers. So there's a manhunt. Honestly, guys, what's crazy is I was joking with my girlfriend this morning. I fit the description of this guy. I could be the killer. The guy that shot the United Healthcare CEO is a skinny 6'1" white male who was dressed in all black, which I do often. And he ran on a city bike, which I use. Like, I fit the description of this guy. So we'll see who I kill next. But I mean, it's crazy. The only thing we can really hope for is that more CEOs are murdered. The only thing we can hope for is that the United Airlines CEO is next. I don't know. Christmas is uncanceled. Christmas came early. This ding dong, the bitch is dead. The real reason I'm upset that he got killed is because I wanted that job. So I'll be a little bit honest there. All right, enough of that. Let's move on here to another big story that we have to talk about. So Hunter Biden, which by the way, liked one of my Instagram reels. I don't know if I said this a few weeks ago on the show. Hunter Biden hit like on one of my Instagram stand-up comedy reels. Can you believe it? We're best friends now, me and Hunter Biden. I should have followed him, honestly. But he liked one of my reels, and so I feel a sort of connection to him now. And that's why I'm very pleased with this next story, which I'm sure you heard about, which is that he was pardoned. And Joe Biden, in his infinite wisdom, has said that he would not pardon his son for the majority of his presidency, and his team has said the same. And now, in the twilight of his presidency, and as he starts to think about his legacy, he's decided to pardon his crackhead son. And that's what I would do if I was the president, and I was in the evening and the autumn of my career, kind of thinking about, what do I want to leave the world with? I'm sort of at the end of my life. How do I want to leave? I want to leave on a high note. And so how do I leave on a high note and, leave the public sphere with I don't know, a little bit of a good vibes at the end, just a good send off. And I would do the same if I was president. I would sit down and I would say, the best way for me to secure my legacy as a politician that fought for the good of the people is to pardon my crackhead son that got charged with felony gunplay, which I'm making that up, but it's felony gun charge stuff. That's how I would secure my legacy. See, Obama did it wrong. Obama drone striked kids, and he was not born in America. It's bad. No, okay. He didn't do it right. Leave him with a bang. I like what Joe Biden did. I like the move. I like that he basically lied to the people. He lied. And everyone is angry. And it's like Hunter Biden got pardoned by his father. Don't act like you wouldn't use the presidential pardon if you didn't have the same power. You would totally use it. We would all use it. You want to know who I would pardon if I was the president? I would pardon anyone who was charged and convicted of infringing on the copyright of the Disney Corporation. Everyone would be pardoned immediately. And I would start selling Disney t-shirts. That's what the fuck I would do, okay? I'd start selling Mickey Mouse t-shirts, Star Wars merch, okay? Because talk about a company that deserves to get, whose CEO deserves to get shot. Disney. But don't like you wouldn't use the pardon. Come on. But he's free. He's free. And he liked my Instagram reel, so I have to be on his side. You understand? Hunter Biden liked my Instagram reel. I have to, like, be his friend. So the argument from people that support Joe Biden and actually support this pardon have said, oh, well, Hunter, like, if you look at other cases where people were charged with tax fraud and lying on forms to apply to get it buy a gun. If you look at those other cases, the people were charged at a lesser amount. They were given misdemeanors. And Joe Biden's argument was that because Hunter Biden is my son and his last name is Biden, it was a political trial. And this is the ultimate hypocrisy of all politicians. Politicians will always use the argument that is convenient for them at the time. When Trump said that his charges were witch hunts and it was a political trial and it was a kangaroo court, all the Democrats threw up their hands and they went, well, he's disgracing the justice system and he doesn't respect the DOJ. How could he say the rule of law applies to everyone? That's what they said because it was convenient. And now the tables have flipped. Now, when a Democrat operative, Russian operative, Hunter Biden's a Ukraine operative, when Hunter Biden is charged with criminal crime, felonies, Joe Biden does the same fucking thing. He says that the trial is political and that the trial was, I think he used the word infected or influenced by politics. And he said that his opponents influenced that trial to fuck with his political career and his reelection campaign before he resigned from that campaign. So, there's no joke here, but it's just I just want to point out that this is not a surprise to me that politicians will use whatever is convenient for them at the time. Here's just a great sentence. Here's a great paragraph that you have to listen to. The trial turned into a wrenching exploration of his descent into addiction and the turmoil it caused within his family. Among the witnesses were Hunter Biden's ex-wife, Kathleen Buell, and Haley Biden, the widow of the president's eldest son, Beau Biden. In a deeply personal testimony, Haley Biden said she saw Hunter Biden smoking crack sometimes, as often as every 8 hours during the course of an on-again, off-again romantic relationship that they had following Beau Biden's death from brain cancer. I love political families. I love it. I love that they all fuck each other. I love that they all smoke crack and they don't give a fuck. I love it. And I love that they just use the law to their advantage. And that's really what you have to understand about it. It's the only type of people that ascend to that level of politics are people that would fuck their brother after their husband died from brain cancer. I wonder if Beau Biden had United Healthcare or who his insurance provider was. You know, maybe that's a connection. I don't know. I'm not trying to throw out conspiracy theories here, guys, but could it be the case? Maybe Hunter Biden killed this guy. Maybe Hunter Biden got pardoned. Okay, I'm backing up. Here's a conspiracy. I don't know if it's true, but I'm gonna throw it out there. Beau Biden died from brain cancer, right? Maybe Beau Biden didn't get insurance from United Healthcare, and that led to his untimely death because he didn't get care for his brain cancer, right? This enraged Hunter Biden and caused him to spiral into a crack addiction. Okay, he's furious at United Healthcare for basically who he sees as murdering his brother Beau. He smokes crack. He gets into rehab. He buys a gun. Right? Why does he buy a gun? To kill the CEO. Joe Biden pardons him, right? For political reasons. And now that Hunter Biden's out on the street, guys, we have a loose Hunter Biden on the streets of New York, running around Midtown on a city bike with a gun and a silencer. That's where we're at right now, people. I think Hunter Biden shot the United Healthcare CEO, and I think he's on the run. Okay? That's what I think. That's Hunter Biden did it. Hunter Biden is guilty. So there's not much else to say about Hunter Biden. I think I had a couple more thoughts I wanted to share. Oh, you know what was very fascinating is so there's this new company called Polymarket, and Polymarket allows you to bet on anything, which is crazy. Like literally anything. Like you can bet on your parents getting divorced this Christmas. Like it's that crazy. No, not actually that, but one of the things that you could bet on was that Joe Biden pardon Hunter Biden? That was like one of the things you could bet on, which I think is pretty crazy. And I don't. It's cool. It's interesting. It's innovative, but a lot of crypto bros are attracted to it. I want like exciting. I don't want to bet on boring shit like that. Is Joe Biden going to pardon Hunter Biden? That's just fucking boring. I want to bet on fucking dope shit. I want to bet on like, is Hunter going to relapse in a motel or a Ukrainian boardroom? That's what I want to bet on. I don't want to bet on boring shit. You know? So that's that. And you know, Hunter Biden getting pardoned is really just, it is the ultimate evidence that we have a two-tiered justice system in the United States of America. A two-tiered justice system. Hunter Biden lied to the IRS, committed tax fraud, but he gets off free because his last name is Biden and his daddy is the president. But then when I lie to the IRS and commit tax fraud, I only get away with it because I'm super smart. That's not fucking fair. That's not fair to anyone. Hunter should be in jail. I should be out of jail because I'm smart. Okay? It's just pissing me off. Let's dive into some questions from the audience. So I have questions from Gary, who always asks great questions. By the way, if you ask a question, I'll give you $5. $5 a question. The offer still stands. So please go in the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Sean's Show. We're actually down to 17 members. We were at 18. We lost a member, unfortunately. I don't know if that was the United Healthcare CEO died and he left the Facebook group. I don't know. But join the Facebook group. We're almost to 20 listeners. We're farther away now from 20 members. But we have some questions from Gary. We have the first question. What have you done to Mitch and his family, and do you think you'll be caught by the authorities? Well, Gary, I'm going to have to plead the fifth on that one because I have just murdered the CEO of a major private insurer. So I can't speak to that right now. But no, I'm sure they're all doing very well. They're very healthy. And you know, everything's all good. Number 2, how is your first New York State winter going? it actually snowed in West New York in December for the first time in years. I love it, man. It's great. I love the winter. I mean, I've been running every morning, man. I've been doing fucking, I've been hitting the gym. I quit coffee. I'm kind of on the I actually I start my New Year's resolutions on December 1st because I'm a Bushwick hippie liberal asshole and I don't know what it is about me. I'm just a fucking asshole. I'm like a pretentious asshole. I can't do things when everyone else is doing them. It just isn't in my blood. Like literally I waited until 2024 to watch the fucking Sopranos. I'm a pathetic, pretentious asshole. Marvel, you know me. But I love it, man. I love New York. New York, I think New York City is pretty much the only city left in America other than maybe Columbus, Ohio. I fuck with Columbus. Um the No, it's been going great. I'm hoping for a very white winter. And I don't mean that in a white supremacist way. I mean that in a physical snow way. So it's been great, man. Yeah, I want to do some show, if only the fucking comedy clubs would book me, bro. Number 3, to help you settle in New York City, I suggest you listen to Ebonics by Big L. It will be very helpful to you in understanding the language. I will take you up on that, Carrie. I'm actually pretty good with I'm very well versed. I live in a very diverse area in Brooklyn. It's pretty much all white women and their dogs. Actually, Gary, I honestly don't know how helpful that's gonna be because I'm surrounded by white men, white moms and their dogs. Number 4, I don't have a number 4. I respect that, Gary. Honestly, let's be honest, I've been half-assing the show this last month, and I'm trying to get back on track. So thanks for not giving up on me. If you're listening right now, thanks for not giving up on me because I think this will be a very successful show someday. And this really is like buying Apple stock in the sense that it's lost 90% of its value, but one day it will be very valuable if I don't get cancer. So thank you for sticking around, guys. I really do appreciate it. And we're going to keep it rolling, man. I'm not going to quit this shit ever. Probably. Unless my vocal cords get fried or I get arrested for murdering the CEO of United Healthcare. Which war is going to end first and why? Gaza, Israel, or Ukraine, Russia? Well, Gary, I want to correct your language a little bit. I don't mean to be a little bit of offensive here. I don't mean to come off as arrogant here or entitled, but Gaza, Israel is not a war. It's a genocide. The Israeli people are being genocided by Hamas. So get it right. Get it right. It's not a war, Gary. If you look at the facts, you look at what happened on October 7th, that's a genocide, okay, by Hamas. Now, I don't know. Of the wars, Gaza, Israel, Ukraine, Russia, which war is going to end first? I don't know, man. I mean, Trump campaigned on a lot. I think, I don't know if Trump necessarily like pushed this hard in his campaigns. He did. I believe he did push these messages in his campaign that are like, when I'm president, I'm going to call all these world leaders and they will respect the United States and we will have peace. And hey, I think we can all what's done is done. I mean, he stole the election. I'm kidding. What's done is done. He was elected fair and square by the Electoral College of elite bureaucrats. He won. Hey, one thing's for sure, everyone. Trump won the election fair and square. He was elected by the RNC, a private company, and nominated by the RNC, excuse me, and then elected by the Electoral College, which we have for some reason. But again, I wrote in the Rizzler. I'm apolitical, and I truly do hope that. And also, I'd be saying the same shit if Kamala won. If Kamala won and Waltz won, I'd be saying the same shit because, by the way, the DNC doesn't even fucking it's just funny, the political, it's funny that my advice, I don't give advice out. I rarely give out advice. My advice, just get rich. If you get rich, it's the only way to stay above the fray of all this bullshit. It's so sad that that's what the world is. But if you just make a lot of money, you can stay above the fray of all this bullshit politics because and again, I'm saying this, and this is my Brooklyn pussy liberal side coming out. So stay with me. Uh, just because it doesn't affect me, and I'm saying this from a place of privilege. My parents are landlords, right? That doesn't mean this stuff is untrue. And I would hope that if I was poor, I would say the same shit. But this, I think, in my opinion, is the reality of the American political system. You have the RNC and you have the DNC. This is the first filter for any political candidate, right? If you want to run in a federal election and become the president, you have to be nominated by the DNC or the RNC. And not any old guy just gets into the DNC or the RNC system. So that's the first filter. That already filters out anyone who might be a decent candidate. At that point, you're already left with a douche and a turd, in the great words of the South Park creators, right? And then if you want to actually vote, your vote is filtered through an electoral college, and everyone goes, it's not a democracy. And when I say that, people are always like, well, no shit, it's not a democracy. It's a constitutional republic. It's a statist, corporatist, fascist, bullshit, beautiful country. And you will shut the fuck up and you will listen. You will share your Spotify Wrapped. If you're complaining about America and you're saying America's fascist and it's a capitalist nightmare, it's a dystopian late stage capitalism nightmare, you will shut the fuck up and you will eat Chick-fil-A and you will share your Spotify Wrapped. You will shut the fuck up. Okay? Be a good little citizen and share that you listen to Kanye for 1,000 minutes this year. Okay? Do it. That is the real message today. Share your Spotify Wrapped and shut your mouth. We have but going back to your questions, Gary, what war will end first? Israel, Gaza, or Ukraine, Russia? I mean, it's gonna be Ukraine, Russia, bro. For sure. Right? Israel, Gaza is never gonna fucking end. That war is never, that's not even a war, dude. That's just fucking. They're straight up brothers. The craziest thing is they're all the same out there. They're all brothers and they're just killing each other for no reason. But I think Ukraine and Russia could end. I think Trump does have a good opportunity to end the Russia-Ukraine war. Whether and Israel Gaza, that's just a proxy war that's never going to end. I mean, as long as there's money, here's the thing with both of these wars, as long as there's money to be made, then the wars are going to keep going. Okay? That's my take. Okay, let's see. We have more news. Let's see. Ooh, here's something interesting. Let's read this. So we're gonna circle back to Pete Hegseth, who, if you recall, was the Secretary of Defense nominee, who was under fire for, I believe, sex stuff. It really is. It is funny that like there are so many on both sides of the aisle. There's just so many like sex guys. I really don't like how many guys are on the political sphere. Okay, I'm gonna go off script here. Not that I have a script. What if this whole thing was scripted? No one could write this script. um, like I don't understand what is so difficult about being in a monogamous relationship with a woman. Like, I don't understand what's so hard about just fucking the same woman every day. It's fine. I don't get these guys that like hire prostitutes and are like, hey, and it's. I mean, I don't even have to say this, but in comedy too, man. There's so many guys that are just obsessed with sex, and the interesting thing, in the words of the great Robert California from The Office, everything is sex except for sex. Sex is about power. I believe he said that, and it's psychotic, but it's true. I think a lot of these guys that are obsessed with fucking beautiful women all the time, it's literally like owning a Ferrari. Like it's actually the desire to fuck a different beautiful woman every night is so gay because you're literally doing that to try to impress your male friends. That's so fucking gay. Like you're so gay, which is fine, but it's like gay. You're like gay. You are gay. I'll say it again. The like it's having this. It comes from I think it comes from a place. I never do takes on sex and dating. This is the only time I'll do it ever. Probably not, but if you have this, I think it comes from this like deep insecurity that these men have. These like it's so embarrassing. These adult grown men have this insecurity about like wanting like about like their sex about like their how desirable they are by women that it externalizes as like, oh, I need to constantly fill this need of like banging hot women all the time, and I'm a player, I'm a bachelor, I get laid all the time. Oh, I go on these crazy, I'd go to these crazy sex parties. You would have no idea. It's like, dude, uh, literally no one cares. Literally no one cares. But they do it to like show off and like to like be in demand and be like seen as alpha to other men, which makes you gay. Go suck a dick, you gay man. So going back to a gay guy named Pete Hegseth. Is he gay or was the other guy gay? I forgot. One of the nominees is gay. Oh, I think the Treasury Secretary is gay. Um, Not that it matters. Okay, so here's an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal that Pete Hegseth wrote. And it just came out this morning. So this is breaking news. He goes, "I faced fire before. I won't back down. I look forward to an honest confirmation hearing, not a press show trial based on anonymous accusations." Um, let's see what he says here. I mean, what exactly? So here's a paragraph from the op-ed. So he goes, "I've been through a lot: combat tours, job changes, divorces." Don't mention that. You're trying to talk yourself up. Don't mention you like everyone thinks you're like a sex pest, and then you're like, "Look, man, I've been through divorce." Okay, because of the sex crimes. He goes, "I've been through a lot: combat tours, job changes, divorces, and family challenges. I've always led with honesty, integrity, and my dick. I've always led with honesty, integrity, and passion." This reads like a fucking AI, like a third grader ran it through ChatGPT. "Tragically, many veterans never find the purpose for their next chapter and succumb to the bottle, depression, or worst of all, suicide. I understand what they are facing because I've lived it. But by the grace of God, I took another path. My Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, has renewed and restored my life. I am saved by his grace." Shut the fuck up, dude. You were such a fucking loser. You're such a gay loser. Uh, the press is peddling anonymous story after anonymous story, all meant to smear me and tear me down. It's a textbook manufactured media takedown. They provide no evidence, no names. They ignore the legions of people who speak on my behalf. Blah blah blah. So let's actually give it Pete Hegseth an honest shake. Maybe he is a good guy. I'm just gonna type in Pete Hegseth allegations, and we'll find out if our new defense secretary is a good guy or not. Let's take a look. We're diving deep. So, let's see here. So he's faced sexual assault and workplace misconduct allegations. Um, let's take a look at the actual sexual assault claim. Police report details alleged sexual assault by Trump's defense pick, Pete Hegseth. So it is an anonymous accuser, identified only as Jane Doe. Uh, and I guess it didn't go anywhere. Um, so who knows? And again, I mean, I'm not going to say that the media doesn't do this because the media does like to stir shit up. I mean, they do that for sure. Um, so I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of reversing. Maybe Hegseth is a good guy. You know, maybe it's good that we have a guy who um was at Gitmo be our defense secretary. You know, I mean, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing that our defense secretary, who's going to be responsible for the largest military on the face of the earth, was at Guantanamo Bay having a blast torturing terrorists, which, by the way, are freedom fighters in my book. No. So I don't know, guys. It's a wild world. I wanna wrap it up here. Let's take a look. We're gonna move into the Patreon. Join the Patreon, by the way, and you'll get more content. We're gonna record that right after this. Uh, so oh shit, I forgot to talk about this. So the there's been an antitrust lawsuit against big tech. I mean, it's the big tech antitrust lawsuits are finally moving. I believe Microsoft got hit with one today or very recently. Um, so what's interesting is I mean, again, if you guys know me and you've been listening for any amount of time, you know that I hate big tech and you know that I want all these CEOs to be lined up and shot on a firing squad. Um, so I'm Google's getting hit with antitrust, Microsoft's getting hit with antitrust, and it's just a fucking goddamn tragedy. That it was able to. They've already the sad thing is they've already won. Microsoft and Google, they've already made their fucking money. If you break up Microsoft and Google now, there's going to be no fucking point. It's too late. The American consumers have already been fucked for a decade because Google's too big and Microsoft is too big and Amazon is too big. They should have been broken up a decade ago. A decade ago. And now we are seeing the results of them just being oligopolies. We are seeing Google turn into a shit product that is just ads on ads on ads. YouTube is just ads. How many ads do I need to it's so annoying. Like I watch on YouTube, I watch these videos of people getting into car crashes. How many ads do I need to watch? I just want to see the car crashes. You know? It's upsetting. It's frustrating. It's upsetting. These cases, these antitrust lawsuits should have happened a long fucking time ago, and it pisses me off. And I like to and no one cares about this. Like I'm trying to build a community of people that actually cares about this stuff because I feel like I talk to everyday average people, and no one cares that no one even knows what the word antitrust means, and they can't comprehend the idea that a monopoly company has a negative effect on consumers. I just, to me, I say sentences like that and I'm just written off as like this finance bro douchebag. What other way can I say it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be like talking to people. I'll be like, dude, isn't it crazy that it took this long for Google to get hit with an antitrust lawsuit? And people are just like literally snorting ketamine and being like, bro, like, I have no idea what you're talking about. They're like, bro, like, did you get a Spotify Wrapped? What was your Spotify Wrapped? It's like, dude, wake the fuck up. You know, I scream about this shit and no one cares. I'm like, dude, Google finally might get broken up. We finally might have competition in the search marketplace, which is very important for getting vital information to us in a fair and equitable way. And they're snorting. They're like, bro, who was your top artist on Spotify Wrapped? It's just like, fuck. But wow, we covered a lot of ground, guys. I'm gonna cut it a little short so I can record the Patreon, which you should join. Hit that link in the bio. I'm like a YouTuber. Hit that link in the bio, guys. Check out my Patreon. Check out my Patreon. That was okay. That was not a retard voice. Okay. We're wrapping up. Thank you for listening to Sean Show. This is episode 69. Nice. And we're gonna do the Patreon. I'm gonna keep it rolling where we're gonna talk about who the fuck knows? It's a secret. You have to join the Patreon to find out. See me on the road, seanreillycomedy.com. Link is in the description of this episode. If you want to go buy tickets to see me live, I'd love to see you. If you go to a live stand-up show and you say you're a podcast listener, I'll literally like commit seppuku in front of you. Like that, I will literally do that for you because I'd be so excited. I'll just kill myself because life doesn't get better than that. So come to a live show. I'm on the road, and you know what to do, guys. Join the Facebook group, like the video on YouTube, tell your friends about the show, all that shit. You know, it really helps. And honestly, if you don't want to tell anyone about the show, that's fine too. Keep it our little secret. So I hope you have a great week. Happy holidays. We're gonna be back next week with more of the same, more of the new. And Merry Kwanzaa, Happy Christmas, Hail Satan. Peace.